Codemasters' latest F1 theme includes the return of Breaking Point mode, a movie tie-in, and the introduction of reverse tracks. This year's instalment of the EA licensed F1 game arrives just as real-life F1 starts to get into its stride. As customary, the game like last year was created in the exotic climes of Birmingham by veteran racing game specialist Codemasters, and while it remains as startlingly realistic as ever, F1 25 goes much further in adding elements of fantasy that fit in surprisingly well. Perhaps the headline inclusion is the return of Breaking Point, a story mode which returns for a third time after a 2-year hiatus. Breaking Point 3 is surely the best instalment yet, the Connor Sports story with a twisty storyline that feels like a big budget TV soap opera. Its action is clearly varied too. At times, for example, you might have to hold up the cars behind you without being passed while your teammate catches up on new tyres after a pit stop, or you have a sequence of fast laps to reel in and pass the rampant Red Bull cars. With 15, albeit sometimes short chapters, it's quite meaty too. Like the other recent F1 games, it's pretty complex in structural terms, offering a bewildering variety of playing modes. This year, these modes have been arranged in a more logical manner, and Codemasters have turned most of its attention to the key My Team career mode, giving it a major revamp. You can still take on the role of the owner of a new team, but this time around you don't drive the car yourself, but can jump into each race as either of the two drivers you've hired, which makes much more sense, and in general, My Team 2.0 feels much more logical and authentic than it used to. You can opt to start from scratch or win with a more established team, and yeah, you can actually see the growth as you progress. Separating research and development, so you often have to choose which driver gets outraced, also aligns with the real world. The driver career mode is more or less unchanged, although the addition of specialists in subjects like manufacturing or strategy gives you additional goals, bringing further perks as you seek to get one over as your teammate. And this time around you can play with iconic drivers such as Button, Senna or Schumacher, as well as the fictional ones from Breaking Point or the F1 movie. There's also a whole new career mode entitled Challenge Career, which lets you work through scenarios which are limited for a short period of time. Pre-launch, the only such scenario involved is steering Lewis Hamilton and a Ferrari throughout 3 race weekends, so the jury is somewhat out on what the Challenge career might develop into. Speaking of Jerry Bruckheimer and Brad Pitt's F1 the movie, it lets you play through the scenes from the films, starting with Pitt testing his fictional car at Silverstone. Like Challenge career, various playable efforts will be added post-launch. The fun of F1 games is that it cannot only simulate the reality of the current season, but also takes in fantasy scenarios. F1 25 takes that fantasy element, testing Silverstone, Zandvoort and the Red Bull Ring in the reverse direction. That's something that isn't allowed in real life and involve more work than you imagine, since pit lane entries and exits have to be remodeled, but the effect is stunning. The track's characters completely change when you drive them in the wrong way around. Silverstone becomes more high speed, like Thruxton, and yeah, Zandvoort, the bank collars is bonkers. All the essential building blocks are there, and yeah, after all being F1 24, it feels like they've improved the physics this year and made some tweaks, and it looks great. Some tracks scanned were excellent, bringing ultra realism. This year's game has the best Breaking Point yet. The tweaks to my career work well. The Challenge career is intriguing. I'm looking forward to seeing what more there is to come, and the reverse tracks is really unique. It's difficult for any year's sequel to truly break the mold, but F1 25 provides a handy mix, I think, in all areas, and one that all players should enjoy. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.